everyone! Today I did this tutorial for a cute egg-filled purple alien creature. Whenever I think about aliens, they are always more water-based creatures. They are all ooey and gooey and wet-looking and reptilian, so that's where I got my inspiration from. The internal egg areas, I was going for a fish egg cluster. And I picked purple and green because they are my two favorite colors. But I knew I wanted to avoid green skin, since that's the stereotypical alien and reptile color. So I decided to make the eggs green instead of the skin, but you can pick whatever colors you want. I made this helmet by layering craft foam sheets, and then I used a Dremel tool and a heat gun for texture. And then after I sealed it, I painted it with acrylic paint. This was my first time making a helmet, so it's not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. Now for the fun part, for me at least. I haven't really touched my brows since I shaved them off last Halloween, so they are nice and fluffy and I don't have the patience to try and glue them down. But don't worry, they'll grow back in a week or two, so it's no big deal. After you block out your eyebrows, slick back or braid your hair. You want to be as flat as possible so that when you apply your bald cap, you have a nice flat surface and it'll make painting easier. For my bald cap, I wrapped my head and ears with saran wrap and covered it with masking tape, but you could just use a real bald cap. Cover the edges with latex and a Q-tip and try and blend it into your face to help it stay on your head and not slide off. While the latex dries, draw out where you want everything and use green water-activated face paint on all the green areas. Next, fill in the purple areas with more water-activated face paint. Paint on a base layer of purple, then stipple pink over that with a sponge or a brush. Go back and forth between the purple and the pink on a sponge or brush to get some texture started. Mixing sizes and shapes of sponges and brushes will help add depth and texture to your alien skin. I buy sponges like these at the Dollar Tree and rip them into the size and shape that I need. The pink also serves as your highlight color, so apply that around the edges of the green parts and then pat it out. Fill in the green parts with the alien eggs. Draw out the eggs and layer the circles so that it looks like the eggs are piled on top of each other. Try to imagine fish eggs as you paint. When you shade each egg, remember the circles below it will be darker than the ones above it. On the left, I zoomed in so you could see how I shaded everything. Start with the darkest color, then a green a little bit lighter, and then the brightest highlight green. Take your time with this step. It's a lot of back and forth and blending. One thing to keep in mind is you'll be going back in with eyeshadow later on to darken up the shadows and add more contrast. So the dark green is more of a transition shade and not meant to be the darkest shade. Now it's time to add more texture and contrast with eyeshadow. Pat and stipple black eyeshadow over your purple alien skin, but stay away from the pink edges. Keeping those edges bright helps them pop from the rest of the skin and looks like they are coming forward, and that they are above the green egg patches. Go back and forth between eyeshadow and paint and keep layering until you're happy. For the eggs, add black eyeshadow around the edge and pull that inward so it looks like it's under the purple skin. Add black eyeshadow around and under each egg as it's layered on top of each other. Think about those fish eggs while you do this. After all that work on the body, it's finally time for the face. Paint your face purple and then go over the high parts of your face with pink paint on a sponge. Go slowly, otherwise the sponge can remove the paint underneath. Avoid the eye area since you don't want face paint in your eyes and it can ruin your contacts. Use a white eyeshadow primer on your eyelids and set it with white eyeshadow, and drag that underneath your eyes to blend with the pink face paint. Darken your crease with black eyeshadow and blend it out with a clean fluffy brush. Then pat on green eyeshadow on the outer half of your eyelid and use more of that white primer on the inner lid. Pat a metallic lime green eyeshadow over that white primer. Drag the black eyeshadow out and up for a more dramatic feel. Highlight the high points of your face with blue or green highlighter. I couldn't find the perfect green lipstick, so I painted my lips with face paint. Then dust the same highlighter you used on your face on your lips. Finish off the eyes with fake lashes or some fun colored mascara, and you're done.